For Environment and Sustainability is hosting its first conference this week. It's being held at Wake Forest University and features a keynote address on Thursday titled The Fate of the Earth. It's led by author Elizabeth Kolbert. And that specific event is free to attend. They do ask that you register ahead of time. To share more with us now, we have Dr. Miles Silman joining us live. He's the founding director of the Sabin Center. Thank you for being with us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So please just share with us what this conference is all about.
Sure. The conference is titled Advancing Stewardship, Innovative Approaches for a Thriving Planet. And what it is thinking about how we live on the planet and how we conserve it. So when we think about the traditional way we think about making a park. But parks are just about 17% of the planet, and the rest of it is working wild lands, places where we live with animals. There's no park that's big enough to save the life that's within it. So we have to understand how to live on a planet with animals roaming all over.
And this keynote address is called The Fate of the Earth. So Elizabeth Kolbert is hosting this. Please share a little bit about her background, if you can.
Sure. Elizabeth Kolbert is the leading voice of our time on the environment. So she's a journalist, she's a Pulitzer Prize winning author. And the important part about having her give the talk is that we all understand the world's changing and we live in a small part of it. So it's hard for us to see the full picture. And she's been looking at this with a real, just kind of a cold-eyed view for the last 20, 30 years. She was kind of one of the leaders in identifying how global change was happening, and then talking about its effects on the natural world and on humans. So it's a great opportunity to hear a complete picture about what's happening on the planet.
And Dr. Silman, you are having that event open to the public. It's free. Why did you decide to offer that as part of the conference?
Yeah, so universities, sometimes they kind of sit in the ivory tower, but what we do here is we innovate, we educate, and the other big part of what we do is convene. And Wake Forest's motto is Pro Humanitate, and we really believe that. So it's a chance for the university to work outside its walls and engage the public on one of the leading issues of our time.
Dr. Silman, we understand that you helped start the Sabin Center back in 2010. So over these years, how have you seen it grow and evolve in that time?
Yeah, it's really interesting. Back in 2010, the word sustainability was even poorly defined. And so it was great because we had a bunch of talent at Wake Forest who wanted to work with each other, but we were in all these different parts of the university. So we got together, we had some specific issues we wanted to address. And over the years, it's been really rewarding to see how we've been able to tackle those issues on climate change, alternative energy, those kinds of things, and to build upon the things that we've done. So to now be able to go out and make real change in the world with the projects that we're doing today. And the best part of it is, in the Wake Forest tradition, we've taken our students with us the entire time. So to kind of think of a way to seamlessly integrate the research that we do with our mission of educating the leaders for the planet.
Well, if you would like to share maybe one of those projects that you would like to highlight, we have about 30 seconds left here.
Yeah, you bet. So one of the big issues that we're working on lately is gold mining. So it turns out that with the gold prices increasing, there's a gold rush that's happening all around the planet. It's one of the largest environmental problems people aren't talking about. And it's really difficult to address. Much of this happens on rapidly expanding tropical frontiers, places where there isn't government like we know it. And so going in and trying to understand the destruction that's happening there, but then also to turn that around and say, well, how do we put these landscapes back together? How do we give people information so that they can make decisions about their livelihoods? And this gold mining is using mercury, so the #1 source of mercury into the environment is actually artisanal and illicit small-scale gold mining all over the planet. So being able to address a global problem like that and be able to kind of put your shoulder to the wheel has been incredibly rewarding.
Wow. Well, Dr. Silman, thank you for your time, for what you do. We certainly appreciate it. And for our viewers at home, the Fate of the Earth keynote address is this Thursday night at 7 o'clock at the Scales Fine Arts Center at Wake Forest University. This event is free to attend, but you must register ahead of time, and we will have a direct link to do that if you're interested on triadcw.com.